If we add the straight bars directly from end to end, then there may be chances of slippage of steel which is prevented by overlapping the bars. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about the basics of bar bending schedule, in which we will discuss about the various sizes of reinforcement bars used. The next topic will be about hooks, in which we will discuss the reasons of providing hooks in structural members, the function of hooks in stirrups, and how to calculate the hook length and cutting length of bend. I am going to discuss about the provision of overlapping of reinforcement bars in structural members. This lecture will also include the provision of crank bars and how to calculate the cutting length of cranked bars. I am also going to discuss about concrete cover, spacing of reinforcement bars, how to calculate the number of bars, number of stirrups, and at the end of this lecture, the most important discussion will be about the basic steps used to calculate the reinforcement details of a structural member. So before starting this lecture, if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe it and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates in future. The first topic is about diameters. Reinforcement bars are available in various sizes, in which we have 6 mm, 8 mm, 10, 12, 16, 20, 25, 28, 32 and 40 mm dia bars. In addition to that, we can have customized diameters which can be ordered directly from the industry as per our need. The standard length of a steel bar is usually kept as 12 meter for convenient transportation, or this can also be customized as per the bar bending schedule, which is usually done in mega projects. The weight of a steel bar is calculated by using the formula d square upon 162 kg per meter, in which d is the dia of bar. For example, if we have a bar of size 8 mm, its weight in kg per meter will be equal to 8 square upon 162, which will be equal to 0.39 kg per meter. Weight per bar will be equal to d square upon 162 into 12, while 12 is the standard length of steel bar. For example, weight of 8 mm steel bar will be equal to 8 square upon 162 into 12, which will be equal to 4.74 kg per bar. The next topic is about hooks. Hooks are provided in structural members as per the requirement. The function of hooks in stirrups is to prevent the seismic movements and to prevent the concrete from splitting outward. These also prevent the slippage of steel from the concrete. They keep the longitudinal bars in position and hold the steel tightly. The main function of a hook is to develop anchorage. Now the question arises, why is there a requirement for anchorage? The tension reinforcement should not be slipped from its position, otherwise the purpose of providing the reinforcement will not be served. So to develop the sufficient bond strength between steel and concrete, development length requirements must be satisfied. Now there may be cases where there is unavailability of required length to meet the requirements of development length. In those cases, anchorages may be provided in the form of hooks. The length of hook is calculated by using the formula 9 times d, while d is the diameter of bar. For example, if we have a bar of length L and the bar is provided with 2 number of hooks on either ends, cutting length of this bar will be equal to length of bar, that is L, plus hook length on either ends, which will be 9d plus 9d. The next topic is about bends. As you can clearly visualize from this picture, this steel bar is bent up on either ends, and these shapes are usually used in footings. The length of this bend is taken from 10d to 16d, in which d is the diameter of bar. The cutting length of this type of bar will be equal to straight length L plus 2 number of bends, say 12d plus 12d. The next topic is about overlapping. As we know, The standard length of a reinforcement bar is 12 meter. In case we need to increase the span of a structural member like beam or column beyond the standard length of reinforcement, which means we also need to increase the length of steel bars by adding more reinforcement bars. If we add the straight bars directly from end to end, then there may be chances of slippage of steel which is prevented by overlapping the bars. The purpose of overlapping is to retain the continuation of the steel bars to securely transmit the load from one steel bar to another bar. Now, the question arises, how much should the overlapping length be taken? For compression members, that is columns, the lap length should be taken as 40D, while D is the diameter of bar, and for tension members, that is beams, the overlapping length should be taken as 50D. But from the practical point of view, we can take 50D for both columns and beams. If we need to overlap the reinforcement from neck column to footing, the lap length should be taken as 16D. This length is also known as development length. The next topic is about crank bars or bent up bars. Cranked bars are those bars which can resist a negative bending moment or simply hogging moment. Bent up bars are provided in slabs as well as in beams, since these members are subjected to tensile stresses. For illustration, I have created a detailed section for a bent up bar, as you can clearly visualize from this picture. This inclined length is known as crank length and is equal to 0.42D. This D is equal to slab or beam thickness minus top and bottom cover. The cutting length of cranked bar is equal to span L plus 2 times crank length, that is 0.42D plus 0.42D. The next topic is about concrete cover. Concrete cover is the space between reinforcement and shuttering, or it is the minimum distance between the surface of embedded reinforcement and the outer surface of concrete. The purpose of providing the concrete cover is to prevent the reinforcement bars from getting corroded by environmental exposure. Concrete cover provides thermal insulation to the steel, hence protects the reinforcement bars from fire. The minimum cover for footings is taken as 50 mm. For columns and beams, the minimum cover is taken from 25 mm to 50 mm. And for slabs, the minimum cover is taken as 25 mm. For illustration, I have shown the cross section of a beam which is of rectangular shape. This red colored rectangle is the stirrup and the black colored circles are the main bars. The space between stirrup and outer surface of the beam is known as concrete cover, and the outer surface of the beam is the exposed concrete surface. For providing the clear cover, covering blocks are used to create a space between the reinforcement and the shuttering surface. These blocks are available in different sizes as per the need. The next topic is about reinforcement spacing. Spacing is the distance between two reinforcement bars. The spacing is provided to have a properly anchored reinforcement. That's why it's mandatory to cover the steel bars with concrete. The minimum spacing between two bars should be at least equal to maximum size of aggregate with a margin of 5 mm. The next topic is about number of bars. Number of bars are calculated by using the formula opposite length upon spacing plus 1. For example, if we have a slab of dimensions Lx into Ly, number of bars along Lx will be equal to Ly upon spacing plus 1. Similarly, the number of bars along Ly will be equal to Lx upon spacing plus 1. The next topic is about number of stirrups. Number of stirrups is calculated by using the formula actual length of column or beam upon spacing plus 1. The last topic is about the steps used in reinforcement calculation. The first step is to calculate the length of bar. The second step is to calculate the number of bars, which is equal to opposite length upon spacing plus 1. Or In case we need to calculate the number of stirrups, the formula will be actual length of beam or column upon spacing plus 1. The third step is to calculate the total length of bars, which is equal to the length of bar into number of bars. The fourth step is to check the diameter of bar used, and in the fifth step the weight per meter of bar is calculated by using the formula d square upon 162 kg per meter. The last step is to calculate the total weight of bars, which would be equal to the total length of steel calculated into weight per meter. So these are the basic steps to be followed for the calculation of reinforcement for any structural member. So this was all about this lecture. If you like my content, please subscribe my channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates in future. Thank you.